Namaste. This is Katrina. Remember me? I know, how can you forget? I'm always doing videos. This is the Taurus read. I'm just trying to figure out whether I should do it in the car or not, because I have groceries, but I could concentrate better. Even the dogs distract me because they'll be like, "Oh, mommy, we want your attention." And I'll think of all the things I have to do. So anyhow, let me just read my notes. I have notes and I have cards. The cards I can't see. So if I have to do a part 2, I already did one part on TikTok that I'm gonna release to YouTube, but everything's gonna come backwards, and that's how I am. I'm backwards, okay? Anyway, my shirt says coffee, dogs, and crime shows. That's appropriate. Okay, so Taurus, I did a really nice part 1 that's 10 minutes long, but that'll probably come up as part 2. I don't know. It's all mixed up. But basically, the 2 cards that I got so far for you were the throat chakra, meaning you need to express yourself. Taurus, happy birthday. I know it's Gemini time, but happy birthday anyway. Okay? I told you I was going to do you, and I'm going to do you good. All right. So I always keep my promises. I try to anyway. But you have to use your throat chakra. No, I'm not drunk yet. Okay? I'm just silly. I'm in my car. Okay? I could be me in my car. You have to use your throat chakra. You have to talk about what you want, what you feel, express yourself more instead of pointing it inward or being codependent. There was a lot of codependency that came up for Taurus. That means like doing everything for everybody, being dependent on their happiness, meanwhile forgetting about your happiness is dependent on their if you're making them happy. But we all have to find our own happiness. And I think for this year, like if I'm doing your sign for the year, I would say, I'm pretty sure I did emergency Taurus messages, but I'm not sure when I did that last. I'm a little bit behind in my 12 astrological signs. I do have Virgo information. Not right now. I'll do that a separate video. Emergency Virgo. But first I'm going to do Taurus. So I'm not even going to think about anybody else except Taurus. Taurus. Okay. So the sacral chakra card. I wish I could read it, but I don't have any glasses in here. Wait, let me just push you. Come on, man. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. I'm probably not going to be able to read this. Yeah, look how small the words are. I can't read it. I have night blindness. But I can read some of the cards. Okay. Oh, improving health. Improving health. These are angel cards. Hello. We are upside down. Okay, improving health. And you know, Taurus, some of this, like, I feel like there's 2 types of Taurus out there. One type is like they're buff and they're, you know, I almost said motorcycle drivers, and they do like their motorcycles. And they go to the gym, or they pull iron, or they have their basement or their garage set up as a gym, and they're jogging or running, or, you know, very built, and they're very healthy with the shakes, and they count every single carb and everything. Okay? And then there's the other Taurus that have to be careful. I'm married to the other one. He used to have a gym in Brooklyn. He used to own a gym. He was an athlete. He was on wrestling teams. You know, he won wrestling awards and scholarships and football and baseball and basketball. Okay. But he got hurt, and those days are long gone. But now he's relearning how to take care of his Taurus ass. Okay? So be careful of desserts, sweets. Taurus have a sweet tooth. Taurus, you know, like foods, like comfort foods, but you could always, just monitor it and be careful. But your health is improving. Okay? That doesn't mean that somebody has to get an operation, somebody out there. And like I always say in my readings, sometimes my readings are not just for the astrological sign that I'm doing. It could be somebody else. So if it resonates, it resonates. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, leave it behind. Leave it like this. Moonbeams, magic. I have that song in my head. It's driving me nuts. Okay. All right. The other card I got. So your health is going to be good. And what I found is like throat chakra, be careful with. So anything to do with throat, bronchitis, coughing, swallowing, having a problem swallow. Some of you Taurus out there might be sensitive to that. And then we got the sacral card earlier, which I can't read because it's too small. Okay. And that has to do with the reproductive organs, prostate, everything to do with creating, metaphysically speaking, the color. So the color blue and the color orange are very important. Have more blue foods like blueberries. Have more green. Of course, green is good, but orange too, like carrots and squash, orange things. But orange sacral chakra is all about creating something. So there's a lot of, I said this in my last part, you might want to create something or start a business, or even like some of you are retiring or have been retired but want to start something new, because to utilize your talents and your gifts. Otherwise you'll get depressed. If you just like, yeah, you deserve to retire. Everybody deserves to retire that has worked, 30, 20, 30, 40 years, right? 40 or more years. But we have to have another idea in our head of what we're going to do in the world. And you can only do so much planting and gardening. So if you want to travel, or if you want to just fix your house up or buy another house or a summer home, who are these people? Okay. I need to be around these people that have enough money for a summer home. Okay. Remember the summer home idea? Okay. Anyhow, in other words, pick another thing that you want to get into. A healthy hobby. That's, they keep on saying, spirit guides keep saying, healthy hobby to increase your health. Okay. Some of you are going on a journey, but I can't read it. Okay. Sometimes it's a physical journey, like a trip. Sometimes it's a spiritual awakening. It's like you going to, of course, like it's cliche to say some people will get a separation and some people will get married. It might seem cliche, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Some people are getting engaged, getting married, a new partner or old partner, a new type of chapter. And some people straight up are getting divorced, okay? Sorry, I have to be honest with what I see. Hopefully that's not my Taurus, because I'm married to a Taurus and I plan on staying that way. Okay. So it's just it's like sprinkling the pepper. Some people this will resonate, some people this will resonate. Okay. Barriers. There are barriers and boundaries and building walls that Taurus I see you doing. A little bit similar to Aries. In other words, get out of your comfort zone to try something new that you wanted to try it, but maybe you're a little bit too lazy to try it, or you're a little fearful, or I didn't mean to say lazy, but Taurus like to be in a comfort zone, and they're the bull. They don't even, my husband was saying the other day, he was like, that I am stubborn. And I don't change, once I think of something, I don't change my mind. And I was like, I know, I'm agreeing with you. Why are you arguing about you being stubborn? I know you're stubborn. Okay. I could be stubborn too. Anyhow, take down some of those bricks that you have built around you. And because you might be comfortable, you like how I said that? I do. I'm impressed with myself. Okay. You might be comfortable. Okay. I don't know why I'm adding a syllable to the word comfortable. Comfortable. Okay. No, I know that's wrong. Okay. Let's not have an English lesson. All right. But your significant other might not be comfortable. Your significant other might want to do other things. So there's a give and take. And also, there is something you have in your mind. I just saw somebody writing a book. I just saw somebody, it looks like teaching, but you're not going to be teaching all the time. It's like you're going to do a presentation, something that you know about. Like, for example, say you're a doctor or a nurse and you're retired, but you have an opportunity to speak to students that are, taking a course, and you have a lot of knowledge from the past. And then there's another group of like a whole new area that you want to get into. Some of you Taurus will change your career, and it's so hard for you to do it because you get comfortable and you get like, I know I have to go here from 9 to 5, so I'm not going to change that because that's scary. Okay, but you're going to really realize, I want to do something different. I want to be in a different, and so I always say, did you see a flashing light above me right over there? Okay, or is that my mind? Oh, no, the light did go on and off. Okay, I'm not crazy, or am I? Okay, she's back. Okay. So what I was trying to say in a terrible, epic fail way is, try something new, or put yourself out there. My mother used to say, put yourself out a little. Speak up. If you have a question in class, raise your hand and don't put it down until the teacher pays attention to you. If your arm gets tired, hold it up. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is, push yourself. Push yourself to ask those questions, to make those phone calls, to look into something. And it might even just be a temporary thing because you don't want to commit yourself. And that's okay. Once you do the temporary thing, everybody's going to love you because you're Taurus. You have that energy. It's like you could be the life of the party, but if you could just get to the party. You're not going to get to the party if you don't push yourself, okay? But you could be the life of the party if you just push yourself. And don't worry, there'll be snacks and things there, okay? It's just a matter of pushing yourself to get to the party. Just having my Diet Coke. Okay. So there was a big thing that they were telling me, that you need to talk to them more. All right. Who do you need to talk to more? Because you are having another spiritual awakening. Did you notice that sometimes lately everything could be going okay, and all of a sudden you'll feel like you're going to cry? Or all of a sudden you feel like, yeah, and I just heard it again. Some Taurus out there are writing a book, or maybe it's other people too. Or you want to write a book, or it could be a children's book, or a teen book, or a teen series. So like, watch a bunch of videos on people that write for the, young adult. I just heard that, YA, and I don't write for them, so it's I know that's from spirit, but they're saying that the people in heaven, your spirit guides that are with you, your guardian angels that are with you, and the people that watch over you in heaven, and your ancestors, they were like, Katrina, Taurus needs to speak to us more, and then we'll give them more messages. Ask your angels. Okay? Ask your angels. Okay? Now, if you find it hard to tap into them, these are the beautiful cards. If you find it hard to tap into your angels, what you do is you put on your favorite music, right? You put on whatever you enjoy. Sit outside. If you like to listen to the birds, put on some bird music in the background, okay? Take a piece of paper. If you're like me, I'm very like, I need to write with my markers, my crayons, and then I feel better, right? I know crayons, I do. I have the big fat ones, like for toddlers, because the skinny ones, my big fat fingers break. I break every one of them. Always did. So I buy the big fat ones. And I still break those too. But write down your loved one's name like 3 times or 4 times. Use crayons or markers if you have them. And then you look at the paper or you look at the index card and you see it. And then you just say a little prayer to them that let them know that you want to tap into them. Or let them know that you need a message from them. Let them know that you have been thinking about them. They already know. But just to make that connection with you, between you and them. Okay? And they will help you with that depression or that little bit anxiety attack or that feeling of unknown, that rough patch, or even just like I said, things could be going okay and you'll still feel like, why am I crying? Or why do I feel like impending doom? You know, so 1010, thank you, Mommy. My mother's letting me know. It says 1010, so that's her birthday, and that's her sign to say hi to me. And it's weird because last night I was talking to Devin, and I was standing, he was in the bed with his book, and I was like telling him, talking about my trip and all these things that I have to do, and he was like, getting ready to read my books. I like to power down. And then I looked at the clock mid-sentence and I said, okay, thank you, Mommy. And he was like, who are you talking to? I go, my mother, her birthday is at 10:10 and she's trying to tell me that she's with me. So what, the angels are going to help you. Okay, Taurus? So talk to them more. All right? Start to meditate more. Okay, whatever meditation means. Sometimes, some people I know meditate by like scrolling and buying shoes or buying shirts or buying things, okay? The only thing wrong with that is you go into a material. You can look at things, but don't always buy it. Just scroll to look at the colors. For the colors come in and help your chakras, to align your chakras. But yeah, meditation, and this is not messed up, not effed up. The cards never lie. Look what's in my hand as I was saying that. This card is in my hand. Meditation brings answers. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Meditation brings answers. Okay, somebody's on a treadmill. I just saw them. Right? So I don't know if it's Taurus or somebody else, and they're on the treadmill and they just are caring about their time and how much time they're on it. They're not enjoying or absorbing anything. That, not like when I used to go to the gym, I would be on the treadmill and I'd watch TV and get into and there was no voices because they didn't have the volume up. So I don't know, there was some way that I could have found a way to hear it, but I just would watch it, and I would watch like sitcoms, and it would make my time go by nicely, and I didn't feel like I was missing anything. Sometimes it was the news, but I usually would like watch a court hearing or whatever it was on, right? And so I would think about other things too, but I would think about less about how much time do I have to be on here? And just really absorb the moment, because I was watching a show and I was getting into that instead of worrying about like how long I'm on the treadmill. So they showed me that. So that's for somebody. That's a message for somebody. But meditation could be when you're walking or sitting outside. Meditation will give you the answers. Okay? Then we have let go. So some of you need to let go of old patterns, toxic relationships, things that don't bring you any more power or love. Doesn't bring you any happiness. Let go of it. Okay? And also they just said let go of fears. Let them know to let go of those fears. Okay? Because God doesn't want you, and the angels don't want you to have those fears. Believe that you are being watched over divinely. Okay? And your prayers are being heard. Somebody's welcoming a new baby. So whether it's the baby is for you, somebody close to you, or you're going to be a grandparent again, okay? Or for the first time. But yeah, I get pregnancy and did you just see that flash? Or is it just me? And I'm starting to get a migraine. I have 2 pages to read, but I'm trying to figure out whether I could do it. I think I'm gonna do the rest in the house, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do the rest in the house. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah. All right. Let me just start. Let me just do another 5 minutes. Okay. Because I have a lot of papers, but I have a whole trunk full of stuff to bring in. Luckily, nothing is like ice cream or anything cold, but I had to get detangler for my hair, my matted hair. That's why it's up all the time, because, well, it's down, but look at its head hair. So I had to fix it, and my 2 friends, Tammy and Forever Bella Butterfly, told me what to buy, so I bought that stuff, detangler and a brush. They hardly had any it was like a choice of 1 or 2. Okay. All right, so is this Virgo or Taurus? This is Taurus. Okay. Because remember, I do have a message. All right, so I'm just going to go all over the place. And then, yeah, and that'll be fine. Yeah, I just have 1 paper for Virgo, I think. All right, so Taurus, network, connect with other people, share with the world what you have, something that you're interested in and really good at. I spoke a little bit about that already. Okay, what are you committed to? That the angels are trying to tell you, like, whatever you're committed to, that's okay, but there's a reality check coming. Both with you, in your family, and your friend group, and career-wise. So it's really like a reality check. It's like, you've always been the same person. And this is both masculine and feminine and masculine. My readings are for both, right? Inclusive to everybody. But like, I'm getting like you always being the same person and thinking, why are these people changing? Like, I do A through Z. Why aren't they doing A through Z? They're not even doing A through C. I just heard that. So like, having a realization that you can only control yourself, but is it worth it? I see somebody saying, is all I do worth it? Is what I put out, the energy I'm putting out, to whom I'm putting it out to whom I'm putting it out to, is it worth it? And so you're reorganizing yourself and seeing, okay, I could do this, what I was doing for the last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years for another 20, or should I switch it up a little bit? Always do, Taurus, always do what you feel more comfortable with. Don't just try to stick to that routine, because I've always done that, because you're going to be sorely sorry. And I don't mean that as a diss. I mean that because other people are changing around you. Like, picture Taurus is the earth, and then all the planets and the sun goes around and keeps on going. So you kind of are like, well, why can't they keep up with me? Why can't they do the same thing that I'm doing? Because you want to do what you want to do, and some people just, you can't figure them out. They just change. All of a sudden they were here and now they're over there. Okay? And it's just, we got to keep up with it. We can't beat ourselves up. We can't really say, it is what it is. That's what, and that's a terrible phrase. I hate that phrase, because really it's not an answer, but it is what it is. We just have to keep on trucking. We have to keep it moving. Okay? Moving and grooving. But also know in your heart that you might have remained a good person. You might have remained a good friend, a good father, a mother, grandmother, grandfather, cousin, sister, brother. But some other people change. And we can't do anything about that. We could just wish them well in our head and say, but if you sit around and say, but I want it how it used to be, it might never be like it used to be. How it used to be might have been a lie. How it used to be might have been just a phase. Okay? So what we have to do is we have to keep our self-esteem up. We have to keep our heart beeping, pumping, doing what is good for our heart. Okay? Somebody pushes you off a bike. Okay? This is a weird thing. I see somebody riding on a bike, so I don't know if Spirit is giving me a metaphor or this is a real thing. But I think it's a metaphor. You're riding on a bike, Taurus, and somebody always pushes you off. Say you get to a certain block, you get to Goodall Street, right? That's a street where I used to live in Staten Island, New York. And say you get to Goodall Street and somebody always pushes you off the bike. Are you going to keep on going that route because you love that route? You just want to do that route because you stop off at the corner store and you get your candy and your soda, or you get your cigarettes or whatever it is, or you see your friends and you want to do that route. But at Goodall Street, somebody's going to knock you off that bike. Is it smart to always go, or you could stand up for yourself? You can, next time, don't bring your bike, walk there and tell that mother effer off. Okay? Or punch them in the nose, or change your route. And that's what I just heard. The angels like that best. Change your route. Avoid somebody knocking you down. So metaphorically speaking, avoid somebody that you have given your time to. Maybe you've given your heart to. Maybe you've given your love to. But they're knocking you down. Okay? Don't put up with it. Don't go down that street anymore, because you're going to get the same result. All right? So there's being stubborn by taking care of yourself and watching what you eat, exercising, and, doing the right thing in your home, taking care of your home, paying your bills. But then there's being stubborn to a fault, where you're hurting your heart. You're getting your feelings hurt. Okay? And you could change that by doing a different action. Okay? And the angels just told me, reiterate, taking a different path. So they want you to know, some Tauruses out there, if it was a relationship that didn't work out and you gave them chance after chance, and they just held up at least three chances, it's time to cut them loose. Cut them loose. Okay? Cut it out. Right? Yeah. Don't let them consistently be rude to you, because when you keep a negative entity or a negative relationship in your forte, in your energy, right? The door is closed for anybody new that God is sending you, anybody new that your angels know will work out better with you. Okay, so it's just like staying in a job that you hate or you don't like. You can't be creative because you're so tired at the end of the day that you don't have that energy to sit and create, or to make those phone calls that you need to do, or to go online and look into your other jobs that you want or careers that you want, because something negative will eat up all the good stuff, will eat up all the good energy. And I'm just getting this really from spirit. But especially the relationships that they're like 3 strikes, you're out. Not 5 strikes. We're not doing 4 strikes. They're like, cut it out. End it. Because even if you don't even want to get into like a lot of Taurus, like even Devin, when I met Devin, he was like, I'm divorced and I'm not looking to get married again, because, you know, he had a difficult time. And I was like, I'm divorced for 24 years with the person for 28 years, and I'm not looking to get married again. So, you know, it was just like, let's go out. Let's just, you know, let's be best friends, and let's be, you know, significant others, and see how it goes. You know, and then what happened is we're old. So we were like, I think we have to do something. But you know, it's just, it'll come when you don't even real, like, he wasn't looking for that. I did want a significant other, though. I wanted somebody in my life that was gonna treat me right, cherish me, want to go out to restaurants, want to fix things in my apartment. And that was one of my wishes and affirmations. I truly wanted somebody to fix things in my apartment. I don't know, is that a mean thing? I just wanted them to, because I would call the landlord when the light would go out. I did. And they would come. Kevin, his name was Kevin. And he would come with his ladder and set it up and go up there. I had a step stool, but, you know, I guess I'm a little bit of a princess. I don't know. I'm a hard worker, though. I always had 2 jobs. Anyway, it's not about me. It's just about affirming what you want moving forward in your life. If you don't want somebody who's a yeller or has addiction issues, you have to write that down and visualize it. If you want somebody that's you can laugh with, and that you collab with, and that you have similar interests, then you have to think about that and write it down, and then say it as an affirmation. I'm so happy and grateful now that, fill in the blanks. And you have to read it and then sit there, meditate, and believe it. Okay? Even if you just want to make the relationships that you have now better, you have to start talking in the positive. Not just like, oh, I wish things were like they were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago. No, that gets us nowhere. If that person is meant to stay in your life, then you have to ask God, ask your angels, bring that energy back, please. If it's for my higher good, if it's for my highest good. Thank you, dear God. Thank you, angels. Okay, so I'm sorry, I totally went off my paper. Yeah, so I said network, connect with other people, push yourself, because you're not going to want to do it. All right, if I know you, Taurus. Something you're interested in, you have to push yourself and stay committed to. What are you committed to right now? What are you committed to? And some of you have the answer to that, and some of you don't. Some of you are like, well, but I can't do it because this. I can't do it because of money. I can't do it because of my health. I can't do it. Stop with I can't and do I can. okay? Just take off that T, and it'll be I can, not I can't, okay? Get it? All right. Reality check is coming. Take care of your health always, always, okay? Right, so that includes mental health as well. All right, those of you Taurus out there that muscles and skinny and fit and eat right and never have a carb, mental health. You have to feel good about yourself. Although we're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. Don't try to be perfect, just be you, okay? And that takes trying, because look at this mess, okay? But I happen to love myself. All right, I know some people out there are like, you love yourself too much with the videos. No, I just do the song videos because I'm trying to get myself out of a sad mood that I'm in as of late. And when I listen to the music, sometimes it triggers me to move around a little bit and make a fool of myself. And then I feel good about it for some reason, okay? And then I feel happy for maybe 10, 15 minutes, okay? So what you have to do is take care of your mental health. If there's something that's bothering you, you got to talk it out. You got to talk with your significant other. You got to talk with your mental care faculties. And if you don't want to talk to any doctors about it, then you have to find somebody to talk to about whatever you're worried about, whatever is bothering you, both physical but mental as well. Okay? And like I do this with myself, and I also do this with Devin, like he could be having an anxiety attack or just like feel like something's wrong, something's impending, and I'll be like, yeah, I feel that too. But both of us could just like go down into the gutter with worries. And so then finally I say, you know what? You're not in the hospital. We didn't go to the ER. I'm here. You know, we have the dogs. Connor's here. You know, I fixed the pool. I did. We didn't go in yet. But we have to think about that. We have to think about those good things. Okay? No, it's never perfect. And he's like, yeah, I know you're right, but I just feel like there's something wrong, like, or something's. And I said, take that out, and let's replace it with something happy and grateful, that we're happy and grateful for. Okay, and it's easy as that. And when the doom and gloom slip in, that means, okay, I gotta do a mental check. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel down. But like Sally Jesse Raphael said, you could throw a pity party for yourself, but it has to end at some point. You know, it has to, like, you lose your job, you lose a relationship. You can't stay down in the dumps and in bed with just feeling bad about the world because that one person was the wrong person for you. That one person was a bad thing for you, or that job was not the right fit for you. But if we keep on thinking about that, we're never going to see the good fit. We're never going to see the right person, the right job, the right side hustle. And they just showed me a car. Somebody's buying a new car. Okay. Shed what's holding you back. Always take care of your health. All in steps. They told me steps. Keep doing the steps. Okay? So that's for somebody too. Shed what's holding you back. Love, pleasure, and joy. In order for you to get the love, pleasure, and joy going again or increase it, you have to let go of something, Taurus. That's what they're saying. May, own your truth. In May, and this is still May. So this is like May. I'm going to talk a little bit about June, and then in general, I'm going to talk about pretty much like this year, 2025. Okay. I hope. But I'll probably finish it in the house because it's really, I'm I'm almost on E. Oh my gas. Okay. So May, own your truth, or own your own truth. In June 6th is a really good date for you guys. It has to do with being magnetic, having self-love, anything with making yourself feel better, self-love, self-care makes the world fair, remember, for at least a week or two. Beauty, express yourself, express your ideas, use your voice. July and August, being honest on what you want for the next 5 years. I want you to meditate and write it down. Keep a journal if you're not already keeping a journal. Write down in your book what you want. Like it could be a bucket list. It could be just what you want for the next 5 years. And the sky's the limit. Don't let any health or money limitations. They just told me those two things, health and money. Pretend that you're in perfect health. Not next week, not next month, not next year, but right now, I'm in perfect health. And what would I do if I was in perfect health? If I am in perfect health, where would I go? What would I do? Who do I want to talk to? What job would I want to be in? What relationship would I want to be in? What side hustle would I want to do? What creative venues would I want to have? Okay. Your inner and outer balance. Yeah. So make sure that your inner self and your outer self are jiving. If you look nice on the outside, and usually are beautiful, Taurus, right? I'm married to my Taurus. I think he's very handsome. And but I love his inside even more because I know what kind of person he is. But make sure that your inside and your outside jive. Who cares if you're perfect on the outside and you don't have a wrinkle, if inside you never feel like you're beautiful or handsome. Okay, so we have to fix that. All right, embrace. That's all inner child work. That is something to do with when you were a child, not feeling like parents or somebody older than you, feeling like you weren't good enough. And let me tell you something, you are more than enough. You are. Okay? And I love you forever. Inner and outer balance. Think about that. Okay? Embrace all these changes. There's a lot of changes going on for you, Taurus. And it's a lot. And sometimes you might feel 80, and sometimes you might feel like, remember when you were 20. And that's going to be going on. Like, remembering those goals when you were younger, those things, even childhood, like I mentioned before. What age was it that you feel most empowered? I remember when I was 22 and I already graduated at 21. I got married at 22. I wanted to get married, and of course I loved my first husband. Didn't work out, but of course I wanted that. A lot of people say, oh, you're too young. No, we went out for 4 years and I was ready for that. Anyhow, I always think of 22 as I felt like I had it all, because we had an apartment, and then I also got a side job in Wagner College, and for the summer. And I was working as a teacher during the year, and then I got a summer job teaching English as a second language to adults. And I just felt very empowered by that. So what age did you feel like you had the world? Okay. Embrace all the changes physically, spiritually, romantically, and financially. Now, I feel finances are going to get better, and there might be an inheritance coming. This is long. Okay. I told you I would do you, Taurus. I do right by you. Okay. So, also, jumping back to May, Taurus, deeper purpose for all of us. What is the purpose for you? What are your dreams? This is coming up over and over again. What are you feeling physically, empathically? Because you are very empathic. You may not use it, but you are very psychic and empathic. Career, business, just be open to learning something about yourself from others. You might be a little resistant to it. Like, you know that you're stubborn, but somebody might be trying to teach you something, and you don't be resistant to it. Okay, where do you want to go for the rest of your life? Remember, I said that's overwhelming. I'm sorry I wrote that, but it's almost like they want you to start focusing a little bit, 5 years, and then like a bucket list. Bucket lists are good because it gives us a little focus. All right, making your dreams a reality. Dreams are signs are coming in to you, like birds. You might see birds. I forget the name of that bird. The red bird that always represents our angels, the people that went to heaven visiting us. The bluebirds, any kind of feathers coming in your way, looking down and seeing a penny or coins, seeing things in the shape of a heart. Look for the signs. The signs are coming in hot. Psychic hunches are very strong. You have great ideas and people want to know what you think. People are going to be asking your advice. Sometimes you're going to feel overwhelmed, like you're bombarded by everybody wants something from you, Taurus. Everybody wants a piece of Taurus. Why? Because you're really smart and gifted, okay? But sometimes you have to tell people, no, it's too much. You know, it's too much. I feel like you're using me, okay? It's okay to say that. People need to back up. They need to back the F up, okay? But you are always trying to please them. So that's how you get burnt out. Trust your intuition on how to proceed. Intimate revelations. Oh, I forgot I wrote that. Intimate revelations. Trust your gut. Okay, so a lot of stuff about intimate people. People you're intimate with. People that you're intimate with and also spiritual with. So connected to. Passionate. From May 12th to 17th, there's a lot of passion going around. But do what's right for you. Do what's right for you. Yeah, more roses and romance. I just saw like a rose, you know, when you take the rose petals and you going into the hotel room and there's like rose petals on the bed in the shape of a heart. I've never done that. I don't think I've ever had that done in my 62 years, but it's okay. You know, I like candles. I like the candles lit and the nice smells and the champagne or the wine, whatever it is. But they're showing me that, so that is love and romance, and you need more of that. Feeling secure, and somebody's going on a cruise, and you should. Feeling more secure in June, unexpected communication. Yeah, it's going to be like out of the blue, you're going to hear from somebody you're like, I thought you were dead. Okay, sorry. Like somebody from like 20 years ago to 40 years ago. And you'd be like, wow, that just knocked me out, you know. They're related to your past. It could be a childhood friend. It's just somebody you're never going to expect. Okay. Welcome back, Carter. You were quiet and you wanted to be alone. Okay, yeah. So it's like you're in your Hierophant stage, the tarot card Hierophant. It's a spiritual stage. It's the Hangman. It's like being alone, wanting to be alone, either because of health problems or just like a lot of bad things were going on. So you fold in. You're not like, hey, let's go party until you feel secure. But people, I have the welcome back Carter because people are going to be like, wow, you're back. You know, you're being chipper. You're starting to get back into it, not having fears. Okay? You got to keep your fears. It's almost like a phobia. Like you like people, you love people, but you're shy. Okay? Devin calls it an introverted extrovert. He goes, I'm an introverted extrovert. And I was like, yeah, because when I used to see him before we were even dating, we would be at the bar, like with the other teachers, and he would be, you know, everybody would be hugging him, and he would be laughing and joking, and he was very funny and stuff. And then after we started going out, I was like, and then he always went home early, but I understood he had kids. His kids were only like 11 and 12 then. So, but then when I would try to get him to go somewhere, he'd be like, oh, I don't want to go there. Oh, no, I'd rather just stay at home or be in the house or the apartment. I'm like, oh, let's go out. What happened to that guy that was laughing and joking? And he was like, oh, well, we'd only go out once a month. I was like, you got to push yourself. Okay? You don't have to be, a clown, dance around, but you have to push yourself, because he would be like, I'm an extroverted introvert. Okay? So, push yourself out of your comfort zone. Welcome back, Carter. I know you want to be alone in your house, but people need you, and you need to push yourself to get out. The place that you live, you love to be in the place that you live, in your house. Okay, a windfall, money, big money coming in, abundance. You didn't think you would get it. Be careful not to blow it. Okay? If you blow it on houses, cars, things that you can make an investment in. Not really cars, but spirit guides are trying to give you signs. Yes, I said that on the other side of the page. So wake up to the signs. Talk to your angels more. Traveling June 14th, there's a transformation. Whether even if you don't travel, you're going to have a transformation. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. People are going to say, you look different. You look younger. What are you doing? What have you been doing to make yourself look that way? But you're going to feel better. CUWU. I don't know what that means. Oh, initials that I got. Letters that I got. Could mean something, could not. Could be the letter of somebody's first name, last name. I got a C, I got a W, and I got a U. Important signs around you: Scorpio, Sagittarius. So that's water, and that's Sagittarius is fire, and also Virgo and Capricorn. Why? Virgo and Capricorn are your fellow earth signs, so we feel you. We feel you. Okay. Okay, finished this. All right, guys, I have to go. So I will read this paper, actually these papers, in a different video. Okay? Love you. And Taurus, it's just 53 minutes. Then I have the other 10 minutes too. So you'll get a lot. And I probably won't get any views as usual, but that's okay. I was very happy because I did a couple of videos for the kids, missing kids in Nova Scotia, and I wasn't going to do that case, but kids and me, so I did it. And on TikTok, I have one of the 10-minute videos, I have over 3,000 views. Then when it went to YouTube, I was like, oh, I'll get my usual 80, 60, and it started to go up. Now it's one of them is 1 point, almost 1,500 views, and I was like, almost everything I was doing, I was hardly getting any views, and I was like, and I'm still not monetized, everything's frozen. And my spirit guides say, it's okay, you'll live another day. Okay. I never got that number that they supposedly mailed to me, and I can't deal with it right now, so I'm just gonna work on just doing what I can. Anyhow, I will finish this. Don't worry. Best believe I'll come back. I love you guys. I love you, Taurus. Thank you so much for being patient. And I had good excuse because I had my own Taurus guy in the hospital, and then the emergency rooms and everything else. But thank God, knock on wood, he's doing a little bit better. He did have to go to the doctor for his toe was bleeding, but the doctor thinks he just smashed it again. So it's fun. It's fun times. But anyhow, I love you guys, and I will be back with the last part of. I'm getting into it. I'm having fun with your read. So Taurus, we love you, and hope you continue to feel better, continue to use your voice to express yourself more. Your wants, your needs are important. And also, if you feel like you're being used or pulled in too many directions, you have to tell people. You have to say, you know what? I feel like, you're just taking advantage of my kindness. All right? Anyhow, I got to stop. Love you guys because I'm almost on E. All right, love you. Namaste.